you know, when I was setting up this cooking class yesterday, I forgot to bring a protein, so we had to run into town and grab a quick tuna. So we got this morning. And I wouldn't have known if Eli's like, what are we cooking today? I'm like, oh yeah, we're gonna, you know, harvest some greens and do some mangoes and that sort of thing. And so I always forget one thing, you know, wherever we go, whatever cooking class we're going to set up, if it's like olive oil or salt or just something simple like a spoon, things like that. So actually, since we got this morning, I wanted to kind of just give you a little demo on how to fillet a fish, because we get all of our fish fresh, whole, head on, you name it, and we butcher everything. So nobody's scared of, you know, sharp knives in filleting fish, right? Nobody's gonna like conk out on me, right? All right, cool. Now, Eli is the true fish slayer. So if I'm doing anything wrong, he's gonna let me know. Now, one of the things about, you know, being a chef, you know, we're all for sustainable fishing. All the fish here locally is sustainably caught, line and hook. No commercial fishing whatsoever. There's a little bit of sports fishing on the north of the island, but everything you see on the menu is line caught. And you'll be surprised, these fishing boats are like the size of this table, and they bring in some serious fish. When I say serious fish, like 300 pounds of snapper, you know, 200, 300 pounds of mahi on this little boat, you know. I went out one time and I was literally scared for my life. I'm like, okay, well, I know how to swim, but, you know, the boat's getting kind of heavy with fish now. So one of the things I do suggest, if you do buy your fish in fillet, you know, definitely, we as chefs, we look at the eyes, we look at the gills, we make sure everything looks nice and fresh, and you want to give it a nice little touch here. So one of the indications that the fish is fresh and has not previously been frozen is when it bounces back, okay? So I like to start right behind the fin first, get that little slice, okay? And then go right around the back, and let me just show you here. You want to just make a nice little slice, okay? And what you're doing is just kind of separating the skin from the meat here, and I'm not actually getting the knife in there yet, just slicing right down the back. That's going to be my indicator of where I want to slice. And remember to keep the knife clean, okay? And then really simply go against the bones, okay? And then you got a big center bone going right down the middle. That's really where everybody has the issues. And whenever I'm training, I say you just want to look in there, just pop it open like that. Let gravity be your friend here. Boom, just like that, right? So, I mean, literally, this was out of the water this morning. We're eating it right now, so.
I see sushi.
Yeah. So, that looks really, really good. Not bad for my first time, right? Not bad, right? Let me go ahead and. You think so? I mean, it's been a while, you know. It's so funny because when I first met Eli, you know, we had this kingfish and mahi race. I'll tell you, we'll never forget it. But how many pounds was that, Eli? We filleted probably about. It was.
Yeah, close to 40 pounds.
Yeah, each, and I tell you what, man. It was neck and neck. I mean, we were like the last. Every fish we were. You know, and I pulled this technique out of him where I was like, shh, like a salmon, you know, just with one swoop. So then he started doing the same thing as me and caught back up to me. So, you know. So same thing on the other side. Really simply, just you want to use you know, you can kind of see the knife through the bones there, and you never want to angle the knife down. Okay, and boom, that comes just like that, and then you have the. So we do use this. We scrape it, use it for tuna tartare and stuff like that, but. For TV purposes, we're just gonna put this guy over here. Eli, you wanna wrap that up there? Okay, and now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the fillets. There's a bone in the center, okay? And I'm gonna take the fillets off one by one, okay? I'm gonna show you a cool little technique that we like to use in the kitchen. Pin bones are on each side, so what I'm gonna do is just go right down the middle. And then you wanna kinda angle the knife a little bit, and then you get this. You take the skin right off, and then you get your fillet. So this is what we use in the kitchen. Pretty easy, right? So easy. And then I definitely want to get this extra bloodline out, so we're just going to trim that up. Okay. And then we're just going to put it on a nice clean board here. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So there's a few little pin bones here, which I just want to get those out. We don't want to get those. So, and then right close to the central bone there, and now see that's the left side, so I'm not left-handed, so it's a little bit slower.
And this is why our fish dishes taste so fresh.
this is the way we get it. This is the you know, going into town or having the fishermen come to us, day boats, fresh flesh. There's nothing like it. There's no way to replace that flavor of fresh off the bone, out of the sea flavor. And that's when we start off with ingredients like that, just like at the farm here, just what we have in the farm itself, being able to pick that fresh, aromatic, citrusy, juicy flavors. It's wonderful to cook with. It's very easy. If you have the vision for it, a lot of people can take a look and go, oh my God, what else would I do with this thing? But as chefs, luckily, we understand what to do with it. We know how to proceed. We have a background of technique and style and culture that we bring to the ingredients. And taking the ingredients and using knowledge of our hands makes it very easy to cook. But we still do keep it simple. We don't have a lot of tricks about the food or the flavors. It's very much farm to table, and this is kind of a beautiful example of a farm to table.
Fishing village to
Fishing
farm,
village to
not
farm.
table.
Yeah.
Well,
exactly.
we were going to break down the fish first, and I said, you know what, let's do it whole. So there's no magic tricks here. So now what I want to do is we're going to do the season. We're portioning and seasoning. So basically, I just want to make sure everybody's the same size before it goes into our saute pan. Okay. So I just want to trim. Let's actually, you know what? That's going to be my lunch here. This we'll share with you here. And okay, good. So I'm just going to trim these guys up so they cook nice and evenly, and also fit in my saute pan. But if you look at that, you can see how nice and fresh that is. You see that nice little sheen on it. You can see the actual lines. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Okay, so what I've made through the magic of TV, I've got a little herb sea salt here. And what I've done is I've taken some of the, do you have any more basil here? Yeah. You see the buds on top of the basil? That's good stuff. You know, if you're ever growing basil at home, if you harvest those, it promotes the leaf growth more. So what we do when we harvest a bunch of them is we actually use them. We dehydrate them, we add them to sea salt, we make a basil bud sofrito. You can put them in a pickle. They're really, really delicious. So what I've done is put them in a little salt, and I'm going to use that salt to season here. And then, okay, get our pan hot. Now, Eli, you want to explain through the magic of TV how we made our garnishes that are going to go with it?
Sure.
Through the magic of TV, we've already prepped some stuff. By the way, if anybody wants to grab a mango here and just go at it, we won't judge you. I promise. We will not judge you. Okay, so that's going to go right on there. So that's basil buds, and a little bit of fresh mint as well. And I have some lime zest in there as well. Okay, so we're just going to kind of roll that.
We like to be assertive with our seasoning, actually, as opposed to being wimpy.
Yeah.
Don't we?
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
the thing is, in this sort of fashion, what we're doing is seasoning the outside of a large piece.
Right.
And so that what we're doing is creating a crust, a texture, a flavor, whereas the inside is still not going to be technically seasoned. So proportionately, if this was a thin scallop, that would be a lot of seasoning
Absolutely.
to go into it. A thin slice of fish or a very thin fish.
That's going to be cooked on both
But being a
sides.
thick fish like this, we can be a little bit more aggressive in creating a crust where it gives you the textures and flavors and the interest once it goes into your mouth.
Yeah, actually, I call it seasoning with attitude. You know, 30% of this is going to fall off in the pan when we sear it. So we want to make sure that we account for that 30% that does fall away. Through the magic of TV.
Okay, Jonathan did the shopping today. We got some green mango and some, it's mixed. We got some green ones and some ripe ones in there. Julienne.
Which
and,
is, sorry, do we have any more green mangoes anywhere? We did talk,
Can't find any.
no? Well, remember the green mango is like it's half ripe. Oh yeah, it's like it's half ripe, it's a little bit more pale, so it has more of acidic flavor to it. So we've blended both. Actually, I was just gonna do green mangoes, and he said, Chef, add some half ripe mango in there to give it some color and texture. So that's what we have here. We've salted it really lightly with a little bit of lime, and it's kind of melted down a little bit. I don't know if everybody can see that. All right, okay, next one.
And we have some pickled sheer vegetables. There you go. Got some zucchini,
Yep, little zucchinis that I harvested.
some baby eggplant, and
Baby
some
eggplant.
love apples.
Yeah, love. Eli calls these love apples because of the color. Okay, another little secret ingredient here is coconut oil. Okay, I don't know if anybody's ever heard of coconut oil. This is not like your spa stuff, you know. This is like the real deal. We take the coconut, we cook it down. What happens is the fat separates from the water, and then we get this beautiful, beautiful coconut oil. I don't know if you want to pass this around. Let me just take a little bit here. Okay, pass that around. Give that a little
Put it in
smell.
your palm and rub a little bit in.
It's wonderful.
Okay, ready?
So, like the coconut oil you buy from the store.
Yeah, but this generally the one that you buy in the store are byproduct of the coconut
Let's start
process.
plating.
This is made specifically from coconut flesh, cooked down even
Coming
more
out now.
until the milk disappears and the oils are left. So when you kind of be taking the pine flesh as opposed to, it's almost like the difference between extra virgin olive oil and an olive oil that's crushed with the seeds in it, with the outer side, with the pumice, and it's, you know, really crushed 3-4 times till you can get to that oil to release. So this you can smell the coconutty flavor. It's not just
Smell it?
rubbing it on you, but it's actually coming out of the pan, that aromatic.
Not good. That's our little secret weapon in the Caribbean. Actually, you know, it's used a lot at home. Coconut is used a lot for everything. Okay, so you're gonna go about like 5 to 10 seconds on each side. Everybody likes their fish a little bit rare. That's all right. Yeah, good. Okay, we'll cook some if you like it a little bit more. Okay. Good.
Oh, could I have mine done really?
Sure, absolutely.
We got 2 more well done.
2, no problem. That's cool. We can definitely do it.
And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with going in a restaurant and asking for how you want it cooked. Okay, please do. Don't feel that you have to eat the chef's cooking, the chef's creativity. You have to eat what he's making, but adapted to what you like.
Yes. I won't come out and throw a saute pan at you at all. I promise.
You haven't done that for about a week, have you?
Yeah, no, it's been a while. Okay, so here's the plating process. So what we're gonna do, that's a lot of plates.
I know.
Okay, so I'll go with the leaf, you go with the salad, and, well, no, we'll do that first, and then,
There's 3 things. I'll get a
yeah. You'll do the leaf?
Got a leaf.
Okay. Okay, good. And I'll slice.
Yeah.
So one of my favorite things about tuna is that it's so versatile. Now, to be honest with you, this is the first time we're actually cooking this dish. So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Strictly professionals. We got this under control. But every time we come over here, we don't have a plan. You know, we just kind of go with it. The only plan that I had is like, by the time I got to the farm, I had to turn around and go get fish because I forgot the fish. That's the only plan I had this morning.
That was much of
I know. Like, what are we cooking? I don't know. Okay. So we want to get some nice thin slices. If you're doing tuna at home, try to, please, you know, use a really sharp knife, because if you don't, you're going to end up with bits and pieces of tuna, and you really want some nice slices here. I don't know if everybody can see that. Really beautiful, right? Really, really good quality stuff.
And you'll see this presentation on everything. This is kind of how we plate up in a restaurant. There's tops and bottoms of leaves. There's tops and bottoms of things. So you want to make sure that it is kind of presented properly with balance. And that's kind of, you eat with your eyes for sure, and so you want to make sure. You don't want to overfill a plate, but you want to make it comfortably filled appropriately. Balancing the flavors that we've got, the colors, the textures. That's kind of how this all will come together.
2, 3. Let's start with 2.
Okay.
Okay, let me just taste it to make sure. That's horrible. We should run with that while we have the chance. All right. Way to go, chefs. You see, I just stand back and do the easy work. They do all the hard work, you know. Okay. You know what? Let's do a little passion fruit vinaigrette. Do we have any more passion fruit around? Yeah, let's do that. So this is a passion fruit. I don't know if you saw those hanging over there. And what you do is you actually get the inside here. And you got these beautiful seeds. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a quick little vinaigrette. Is there another one around here? Let me borrow this one here. Just to kind of dress the plate. Okay, let me just grab these guys. All right, Chef, these are your 2 well-dones here. Okay. Okay, great. So yeah, you can't really use the shell, but you can use the seeds inside, and the membrane is really where you want to go for. Okay. And a little my coconut oil. Beautiful. And a little whisk. Okay. Good. How much do we make it?
Yep. Nothing for you, but there's plenty for them.
Ah, man. I was really hungry, too. Okay, so a little bit of that sea salt. Just a little bit of coconut oil. So we're going to slowly emulsify it, just to make a quick little vinaigrette. That's going to be good. I've never done this before, so. But it just called me. It said, "Hey, we need something on this plate." So. Okay, great. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, perfect. So as soon as I dress it, we can just go ahead and pass it out.
Okay, actually do the well dones there because the ladies are well done here and here. Thank you.
Good. All right. Let's hope for the best. Okay. Yeah, we like to change the recipe right in the middle of the cooking class. That's fun. I do that all the time. Okay. Smells good, right? You get a little of that coconut oil. Passion fruit has this acidic, beautiful membrane. Oh yeah, this one looks good. This is a Graham mango. This is one of my favorite mangoes. You just throw one of these in the freezer, and like when it's frozen, it tastes just like sorbet. Well, I don't hear anybody talking, so that means something good, right? All right, so for dessert, of course, we're gonna have some mangoes, and we're gonna put a few different varieties up here. So what we got going here is this is the Graham mango, one of my favorites. 0 fibers, and just absolutely delicious. Okay, Dulish, how's it going? I hope you're inspired. Everybody, this is my executive pastry chef, Dulish, who is responsible for the desserts at the resort. So if you had a really good cheesecake, you know, he's the guy.
Just as Jonathan was suggesting before about putting it into the freezer, another thing that you can do is kind of just like you have a 6-pack of beer and you put into ice in a chest. You can put mangoes into that chest of ice with the beers. Don't forget the beers. Yeah. But put the mangoes in there so that they all of a sudden they get really chilled and ice cold instead of on the freezer side. But you get that really cold crispness to it, and then take that really ripe mango and cut that up, and it's very refreshing.
It is, yeah, absolutely.
Like that.
Here, Eli, you want to go with the mango boat here?
Yeah, the mango boat.
Mango boat. Mango boat.
Island style. And if you like, here's a pinch of salt. Just take a bite and then do a little pinch of salt on your mango as well. See how it just increases the interest and the depth of the mango.
You see, in St. Lucia, we eat the mangoes by like 3 and 4, not 1 and 2.
Salt works real well. A little also if you like Thai food, a little fish sauce with mango. I think you're gonna need this. Is wonderful. Tonight, it's like, what do we do before you die? And your bucket list on mango cooking. So 1001 mangoes, kind of very inspired mango menu throughout, from first courses all the way through, and then we've got some wine pairings to match each course. So we've picked out some wines really carefully to go with the sweet, the savory, the tart, and all of those flavors as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely.